get called a punk or I don't know, like a slob or
So if,
something like
if
that.
somebody called you a bitch, would you be offended?
Not necessarily. I don't know. I get called different things by like older people because I'm tattooed.
Because you have tattoos?
Yeah.
Does it offend you? People say stuff about your tattoos?
No, not about my tattoos, but like about my personality. They don't know me, but they have a perception. So
They assume.
or like I've gotten like like certain restaurants wouldn't seat me before, like really nice restaurants. Because I have tattoos, or like they'll sit me back by the bathroom. So.
Does that offend you?
Oh yeah, pisses me off.
Well, I think your tattoos are great.
Thank you.
Do you consider yourself as poor, rich, wealthy?
Pretty well off, yeah.
Pretty well off?
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you feel about the lower class?
Well, I mean that's how I grew up. So it's, I do tattoos now. So.
Do you have any racial issues?
Like, has anything ever happened in your life that caused you to believe a stereotype that's of a certain race or?
No, not at all. Because I mean, like I grew up in Long Beach, so it was like, no, it's more. I don't know, I guess like people that have like class issues, it's more than like race. You know what I mean? Because I went to school with like people, like all my friends were like, every race that you can think of. It's more so like the rich people looking down on like poor people, which is like really shitty.
Sometimes when I go to some American restaurants, and maybe like they will serve those Americans first, like instead of serving us, and we got to wait for a long time.
Oh,
That's why I feel offensive.
so you guys feel like they're being racist towards Asians? What do you think?
Yeah, when I'm driving the car, yeah, every American point like this finger to me. yeah, I think.
You're offended?
Yeah, 100%. And
So, where are you guys from?
Hong Kong.
Oh, wow.
So, what do you think of Americans? Or like white people, black people, like American, like
There's
Asian, like
nothing right or bad, just individual.
individual.
If you trace us.
I was like, no, don't be tones. Like I haven't eaten dog or anything. It's like just because a small like tribe in our my home country did. We've been all associated with that just because it's really it's kind of a shock.
Find offensive. Wow. I think when I'm stereotyped, if I go into one of these stores and somebody looking at you all, I find that offensive. What else do I find offensive? I think that's the biggest thing. I don't like being stereotyped because of my color. Maybe I can't do the job or something like that.
Because you're black.
Because I'm black, yeah.
What do you think when you think of like, what are some stereotypes that you associate maybe with white people or Mexicans or Asians?
I think Mexicans. I think Mexicans are starting to get stereotyped with, well, I think it's a good stereotype because they work really hard, and or the other stereotype about Mexicans is, they hang out at Home Depot. There's a lot of Mexicans there. The stereotypes about blacks, I think it's still prevalent that blacks are lazy, or blacks are always late, or something like that. And that's a pet peeve of mine. I actually hate being late. And I don't like other people being late. So that stereotype doesn't fit. Just everyone, it's not like that. So, what else?
What do you think about Barack Obama?
What do I think about him?
Did you vote for him?
I did vote for him. Yes, I did. I think he's doing a great job. I think he is addressing problems that no other president in the last decade has been able to as well as he has. I think he's taken on a number of problems that, wow, if someone else was voted in as president, I don't think they would have handled these problems as well as he has. I know it's this whole big tax issue, but let's face it, we've been paying taxes for the last, since we've been, working. So everybody's been paying taxes. So this is nothing new. So I don't buy that whole he's raising taxes. Taxes have been going up, for eons since I've been working anyway. So I think he's doing a great job.
So how do you feel when people tell you that you're not black enough? Has anyone ever told you that you're not black enough?
Me?
Yes.
No. Nobody's ever told me that. I'm from the south side of Chicago, so.
Okay. What do you see, like far as like your class, do you consider yourself middle class or upper class, or what do you consider yourself?
I would say middle.
Middle
class. I'm not in the upper. I think the upper is above $250,000 as far as salary. I'm not there yet, so when I do, I'll let y'all know. What else?
Do you find the word bitch offensive towards women?
Yeah, I don't think that's right. I don't typically use that word at all. So yeah, I wouldn't think that would be right. I don't like young people like, your age. I don't like hearing that. I don't like that word. I don't like hearing the N word. I don't,
So you don't use it?
I don't use it, no.
Would you be offended if somebody called you one with the A at the end? Like nigga instead of nigger?
Well, it all depends. I mean, if somebody said, "What's up, nigga?" You know what I mean, and they, said that, I would correct them and say, nah, But I mean, if he said that, I'm not gonna, go after him. But if somebody white said it, that's a whole different thing. That's a complete sort of put down.
Right.
I know it's a term of endearment. I know that. Like I said, I grew up on the south side of Chicago. We use it all the time. So, I'm not tripping on us. While I don't condone it, I still understand it.
Right.
What do you consider a rich person? How would you describe a rich person?
Rich? I think rich.
I broke, busted, and disgusted.
Monetarily rich, I think is $1 million plus. I think if you're not at $1 million, I think you're still in middle class. But that's just my opinion.
Okay, do you think there's a difference between when African Americans are middle class and when white people are middle class?
Now, in today's world, I'm gonna go ahead and say no. I think it's all about the dollar now. It's all about the dollar. If I'm making $500,000 and somebody white's making $500,000, I think we still pretty equal because my money spends just as well as his. But if I'm making $1 million, hey, I'm good to go. You know what I mean? Again, that's just my opinion.